Hello everyone, so I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup today, and one of the things I'm trying out is my brand new Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, right? So first off, we're gonna put the hair back. All right, and then we're gonna go in with some primer. This is the new Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. All right, we're just gonna put that all over the face. And then just for a reference, like I do have like oily skin, but it's also not as oily as it used to be, because I realized my issue was I wasn't hydrating enough because I thought I didn't need it because, you know, my skin was oily. So that really helps a lot. Right, and then next we're gonna go in with the winkylux whipped primer. I'm just gonna go in with it over my pores. I really love this primer too. I actually haven't tried these two together before, because I do usually use this in combination with my Tatcha primer, because those two are my favorite go-to when it comes to my primers. Now we're gonna be using some eye primer. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I am running really low, so I'm gonna need to get more of that soon. Put that on. I usually use this one, or I'll also use the MAC Primer Pot in the shade of Layin' Low. That's my normal shade for that one. They're both pretty good. I just have been using this lately because I do like the fact that I can squeeze this one out of a tube. So anything to make my life easier. Basically. Okay, so now that we got that in, let me get a mirror here. And we're gonna start off with the shade, oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna put tape on this first, and the reason why I do that is it's gonna be so for when I put liquid liner on. I don't always do this, but it makes my life easier for when I'm doing the liquid liner to give it like a clean line. And I'm just using regular clear tape. And you want to make sure that you put it on, you know, nice and even so that your two sides match, you know, because you don't want one lower than the other. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is Love Handles, right here, this shade. I'm gonna be using a Morphe brush, M504. I mean, there is a little kickback to it, but me personally, I don't mind it as long as, you know, the pigment is there and that it blends easily. I actually did have her first palette too, which I loved, but I just didn't use as much because I am more so tend to use colors that are in this palette, like, you know, peaches and pinks and reds. So when this palette came out, it was, you know, an obvious decision for me. And then I'm just basically gonna be using this as a transition shade. So that's why I have the big, you know, crease brush. It's nice and fluffy. But this is one of my favorites because it blends amazingly and it's really good for the crease, for the top of the crease, so that we can get a nice transition in there. Right, and then the next shade we're gonna go with is, I'm thinking I'm gonna do Heart On, which is the shade right here. Right, and then I'm gonna go in with a M573 brush by Morphe. And then I'm basically kind of like doing almost like a V right here, but I'm also going in my crease, but I am definitely going lower than I did with my transition shade. So my lower crease to the outer corner. I have used this palette once before. It was literally just a one all over shade all over my eyes. That was nice, quick, and easy, which was Positivity shade. It's like that peachy color. I love that shade. That's actually one of my favorite shades in it, because I do love peachy shades, but I feel like that one is more of like a, maybe more so of a neon peachy shade. But either way, it is very beautiful. Then we're just gonna blend away here. And I'm gonna go back with the other brush just to get, you know, a little bit more blend in there so that there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna dip back into Love Handles very lightly and go back in with this shade. And it's just gonna be all in the mid to upper crease area. Doing tiny circles and sometimes and also windshield washer motions. Good. I personally don't like it to go all the way up to my eyebrow, but I also do like it to go a little bit above my crease because I do have deep set eyes, so I do want the color to be seen. Right, and then the next shade we're gonna go into, I'm gonna still go in with the same brush I used for the second shade, which is the M573, and we're gonna go back into, we're gonna go into this red shade right here, which is Living My Best. That one does have some kick up too. It is kind of dusty, but honestly, the pigment is amazing. It's kind of like a true red, which is extremely hard to find. Because most reds I have, they're like a dark red or like, you know, a ruby or a burgundy. Do this brush, the M504, and we're gonna do more blending dip back into Love Handles. I have to say, this is absolutely beautiful. So far, it's blending really beautifully. I don't even have to do much work, to be honest with you. And I love that. Anything to make this a lot easier, because I'm lazy. Alright, so now we're gonna go in with a, actually I think I'm gonna lightly put on Positivity first on the lid. So I'm gonna go in with my favorite shade, my other favorite shade, I say, in Positivity. We're gonna put that on the lid. All right, so we're gonna be using this brush. I think I actually got this at either Target or Marshall's with a mini brush set for traveling, and it came like this. So yeah, it was like Marshall's or Ross or TJ Maxx, one of those three, because they all basically carry the same stuff. And it came with some brushes, which is good for travel, but I especially love it for this brush right here. So I'm gonna be using that on my lid to put Positivity on it, and just to like do a soft coat on the lid, just as kind of like a base for whatever shimmer I put on. And to be honest with you, I've kind of have been winging it what eyeshadow look I'm gonna do, which is honestly what I do normally. And then, you know, the smaller, lighter motions, the better. And you don't want to do like more so, like more on the end. Like you don't want to hold it too close. You do want to make sure you hold it a little far away so that you're not pressing too hard. So you do want light motions. I think I actually got that tip from Tati. It was from one of Tati's videos. There we go. That's really beautiful. I actually was gonna put a shimmer on, but I think I'm going to skip it, to be honest with you, because this is really pretty. But I will put more of the Positivity peach shade that I love so much, just so it can really stand out there, and also to get these two colors to go together beautifully. There we go. So next we're gonna go in with my Ride or Die eyeliner, which is Hank and Henry Blickety Black. So this is actually not a felt tip brush, which is what I love about it. It's a regular like brush tip, and it's absolutely amazing. If I don't use this one, I use the Stila, which is what I might have to go to, because I tried to buy another one, but they're out of stock actually. This is like amazing. I love this. I actually tried this at first and I didn't like it. I'm actually not sure why I didn't like it. I think it's just because I was kind of like set in my ways of my routine with my Stila, that I was just not really open to something new. And then so I used this because I ran out of my Stila and I just didn't want to go to the store. And I was just like, why haven't I been using this? It's like a perfect color black, and it dries down so beautifully. then with this eyeliner, I actually do get compliments on every now and then because it's not easy to do. And I have shaky hands actually. If you ever notice me, my hands will like shake a little bit. So I set my hands on something, like right now I'm sitting on the drawer, and then you want to start out small, like really small, like start lower the better, because if you mess up and you're only doing like little small motions, then it won't be as big of a deal as if you're trying to do too much too soon. And then you want to keep looking back and then make sure it's perfectly rounded, but you want to start little tiny spots. So until you get the look that you achieved. All right, and then I'm gonna keep this tape on while I do the other eye, and I will get back to you afterwards. All right, guys, I'm back. I did both the eyes. I did accidentally take off one of my the tape on this side. I want to take it off here so you can get a close-up. See, there's like stuff on there. Let me just take it off. We got a nice clean line with matching side. And then let me just make sure. So that's my little tip. It's a lot cheaper than, you know, buying the little eyeshadow like things that you put underneath your eyes. I have bought those before and they're not bad. It's just some of them were like cotton, and then the edges weren't straight as I needed them for it to be like with just regular tape. So this is my preferred method. This look turned out pretty good actually. So this is my eyes. And I actually tend to not do my eyelashes just because mine are so straight. And I feel like just the eyeliner alone is good enough, and this is honestly my preferred normal look. Eyeshadow, I don't always wear eyeshadow, but wing black eyeliner, eyeshadow. I tend to not do mascara, which is, you know, a lot of people do prefer to, but I just prefer not to. And then next we're gonna go in with concealer. So this is in the shade 2W. And this concealer, I have to say, is amazing. It's my favorite because like I do have dark circles. They're just like, you know, genetics. And also because my eyes are deep set, so I do put this on first. I don't always put on first. Sometimes I'll put my foundation on and then my concealer. It's just lately I have been finding myself putting on the concealer first. And then I'm not gonna go in and, you know, blend immediately because I do want to let it sit there. So I'm gonna start blending, but not like right in here. Like I'm gonna just try to blend out the edges a little bit and let it sit for a little bit longer so we can try to get some more coverage on it. So we're just doing the edges. And this brush is actually a BoxyCharm brush that I got in my BoxyCharm. And then the brushes are amazing. I actually wish I could get more because this is one of my favorite under eye brushes. My other favorite brush to use is the Sonia Koushik brush that I got at Target. Concealer, the Sonia Koushik brush, you can get this at Target. So these are my two go-to for concealer. So I'll actually start off doing it on this one too, so you guys can see. Something like this would probably be easier, especially if you're only trying to get the edges. I'm just trying to get it to, you know, blend it out more. And then I'll go in like a little bit later. Now next we're gonna go in with the Smith & Colt. I absolutely love this foundation. It's amazing. This is in shade 220 neutral. So I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, which I know I shouldn't, but that's just how we're doing it today. And the brush I'm gonna use is another Sonia Kouchik brush. It is a flat top foundation. Also go in with the concealer. I'm gonna stipple that part. And set my under eyes. I'm gonna use Pretty Vulgar to set my under eyes. All right, use that to be honest, because I do like using my Morphe brush. This one is like from the Gilded Morphe brush. I think they don't sell this anymore, but I'm pretty sure they would sell something very similar. And see, I don't put too much on it. I very lightly put it because you don't want your eyes to look too powdery, because then it'll like enhance your fine lines and then make you look older than you really are. And so I just like to lightly dust powder under my eyes. And that's the only place I put powder on, which is a huge improvement for me actually, because I used to have to powder all over my face because I was so damn oily. Urban Decay De-Slick. I'm gonna break out the Patrick Ta fan to dry this down. Now we're going to do the under eyes. It's going to be the Morphe E63 pencil brush. And we're going to go in with the Living My Best, that true red shade. And we're going to go under the eyes with it. Alright, and then the next shade we're gonna go with is again a Positivity. And that's gonna be a little bit lower than the red shade, just to buff that baby out. And I am gonna go like just to buff it a little bit to make it a little bit more, you know, blended. I am gonna go back with that brush that I used on my lid. And I think I'm going to add a little pop of color. I'm probably gonna go with yellow because there's no yellow at all in this whole thing, and it's a bit monochromatic. And then normally I love monochromatics, but I do want to try to add a little pop. And we're gonna add this to the inner corner of the eye. There we go. So as you can see, there's a little bit of pop of yellow in the corners. So now we are gonna go and put on a little contour, blush, and bronzer. So I'm gonna do that with my Smashbox Cali contour kit. And it has a contour, bronzer, blush, and this is my favorite because it's absolutely perfect and flattering, and also not It's not too much. I'm gonna lightly go in with bronzer because I don't always like to go heavy with it. So I'm gonna go in with this bronzer shade. And I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M403. All right, and then now we're gonna go put some blush on, and it's gonna be with the E4 brush, and I'm going to dip into the blush right here. And then I was also suggesting, you know, tapping on the back of your hand just to get it off, because you don't want to look like a clown. Right, and there's that. Now we're gonna go in with the, oops, it's my eyeshadow palette. I'm using that for the mirror. But we're gonna go in with the highlight shade. And I'm gonna do on this, on top of this. And just to add a little bit of oomph to my highlight, I'm going to go in with Lunar Beauty. This is the shade Mars, and it looks like this. It is absolutely beautiful and one of the most pigmented highlights I have ever used. Like, this is blinding. So that is that, and honestly, I'm not gonna be doing too much on my lips. Just doing chapstick. Just regular Burt's Bees. And that's mostly because my lips are a little chapped. All right, and then I'm gonna just have to go easy on my brows. So it's gonna be the Benefit Gimme Brow in shade, this is 4.5, but I honestly normally use shade 5. Has anyone got microneedling done? If you have, hit me down below, let me know your thoughts on it and if you liked it, because it's something I've been thinking about but I've never gotten around to doing. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and if you guys have any suggestions for the Orlando area, let me know. The only other thing I'll do is maybe use, like I said before, the Gimme Brow with the Precisely My Brow pencil right here, which is amazing. This is in shade 5. And I think I'm gonna top it off with a little lip gloss. And this is the Lunar Beauty in Daydream. Let me just say, Manny's, his products are amazing. Like, I wish more stores had his stuff. All right, everyone, and that completes my look. And then, so I really like this palette. Honestly, it's amazing. It blends like a dream. And this look is very pretty. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it good, but I absolutely love it. It's amazing. All right, let me know what you guys think down below. If you have any questions, comments, or even any pointers, because this is my first video. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.